Hey you run junkies, and hey there Laura. Well, fall has arrived. It's like someone flipped a switch between summer and fall. It's weird because we left for a few days right around the first day of fall. Before we left, it was 90 degrees and no rain in sight. We come back and the evening we arrive back here in Denver, it's raining, it's 45 degrees, and it's been like that really for the last 2 weeks. Now, I don't mind the fall weather, please don't get me wrong. I actually like it when it's a little cooler and the leaves have started to change, but I would like a little bit of a transition. I don't know. That's just kind of my personal feeling about it. Anyway, I want to let you guys know how my training's been going for the last 2 weeks. Do you see this sea of green? This sea of green makes me so ridiculously happy. And if you contrast that with the 2 weeks before that, the 2 weeks before the wedding, that's where all that red is. But the 2 weeks after the wedding, that's where all the green is. So I'm definitely back at it and I'm doing very well. So what is all of this? Exactly. What does all of this mean in terms of my training and how much time I'm actually putting in? It may look like it's a lot of training, and it kind of is, but it also kind of isn't. Each one of those blocks represents a workout that might be as short as 15 minutes long. It might be a 15-minute targeted TRX workout, and some of them are maybe an hour-long run, and it's everything in between as well. About 40% of that is running. More than 20% of that is walking, because I'm a firm believer in a lot of time on your feet, and it doesn't necessarily have to be running, especially if you're training for an event like the Dopey Challenge, and I've got Avengers coming up as well. So I'm trying to spend a lot more time on my feet by getting in the 15 to 20 minute walk minimum almost every day. Add to that the amount of physical therapy I'm doing 3 times a week and the almost daily TRX trainer work that I've been doing, and you have about 7 hours of strength training per week. That's almost 40% of the rest of my training. So I do have a wide variety of things going on, and it's not just running. I did once again run 3 days in a row this week, and it felt fantastic. I did my 8-mile long run this week, and while that may not seem like a lot, for me right now, that's about where I need to be. I've been training really hard. I have the mileage in my legs. That's not the issue. The issue right now is just staying healthy and getting back to a point where I can run several days in a row. But between all of that physical therapy and the TRX, I am noticing a major difference in how I feel during my runs. I feel stronger. My stride feels more efficient. I'm not necessarily getting faster, but that's not the goal here for this part of the training plan. So right now, all of that strength training is just reaping huge benefits for me right now. I'm running by perceived effort rather than heart rate. And as I kind of mentioned last week, my heart rate is starting to come back down. My resting heart rate is starting to come back down. My stress levels have reduced quite a bit. I'm getting so much more sleep. So everything is starting to level back out again. But things are starting to get exciting around here though, because we are starting to plan for our Superheroes Disneyland trip. And I'm looking at costumes and I'm starting to think, well, maybe I could make this costume over here and this costume over there. We're having a little bit of fun planning for that. And we're trying to figure out what rides we want to ride, if there are any shows we want to see. And since I'm thinking about making a costume, or at least piecing together a couple of things, I do have to brush up on my sewing skills a little bit, my crafting skills. So that could be an epic fail, or it could work out very well. I'm trending toward the first one, but we'll see. You will see a costume preview coming up here in Vlogtober, so stay tuned for that. But here's what's coming up in Vlogtober for Joyful Miles and Running with Grace.
Yeah, so this just happened, so come back tomorrow and see our conversation.
Also, the Wine and Dine virtual event guide is out. So on Monday, Laura is going to give you her tips and a few things to think about as you head into that weekend if you're participating in that event. And I will be giving you on Tuesday a kind of a detailed account of what's actually in the event guide, what you need to be looking at. I'm also going to walk you through the course maps. There are some really exciting things about these course maps. So please head over to Joyful Miles, subscribe to them, and come back here on Tuesday for the virtual event guide. We're also going to be talking about life changes and training. There's a lot going on for both of us right now, and I think it's just kind of appropriate that as we're training for something, life does kind of get in the way sometimes. So we'll be talking about that later on this week. But that is it for me today. I have a couple questions for you. What is the weather doing where you are? Has fall arrived? Are you starting to deal with cooler temperatures? And do you like those cooler temperatures? Also, I'd love to hear how your training is going. So please leave any thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions for future videos in the comment section down below. Head over to gofindyourawesome.com. That's my blog. I'll be telling you a little bit more about how my training is going and what exactly I do from day to day and from week to week. And please don't forget to head over to Joyful Miles. Laura did a great update on her training yesterday. You can click on the card right here or the link in the description below. And please remember, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Get out there, go find your awesome. Until next time, happy running.
It's Vlogtober.